Okay, starting out on my next day of putting my camper roof back together. I am going to start with taking some caulk, DAP gutter and flashing. Came up a lot when I was looking for butyl caulk. I have some butyl. I've got my caulk. I've got some butyl tape. And I am going to reverse the order of the deconstruction, which is going to start with laying a bunch of caulk underneath that end cap. Same with the nose. Screw them down in the Fibersol holes that I had previously marked as the ones which were holding the cap down. These other holes were holding that trim. But yeah, caulk my lap joint, screw down my caps, put the trim on top. Then I'm going to start doing the corner trims and all the rest of this top stuff. Here we go. Okay, a little bit of talking about putting the trim back on. That process. I cleaned all the original pieces of trim off with mineral spirits, some Goo Gone as necessary. That is rolled butyl tape, B-U-T-Y-L. This is 1-inch butyl tape, and it comes paper on one side and sticky putty on the other side. Before putting the trim on the camper, what you do is you put this butyl tape down to be a seal against water where your screws are going to be going through. I'm trying to get a full inch, get full coverage on the screw face, and try not to get any on the side face there, because that's going to keep it from sucking up tight in the left-right direction. And the screws will pull it down tight into the sealing butyl tape in the forward-backwards direction. When I have the tape on, I will take the paper off, bring it on up over to my camper here, put it on, put it on pretty much where it goes, and then I will take one screw, put it through a hole, and it will poke through the putty tape, and I'll line that hole up. This is a bad example because the hole's right on another screw. I will line that hole up with an existing hole in the cap piece there, and I will do that in a couple spots, and that is how I will know I have it lined up more or less in the right spot, and then I will secure it down. So put a screw in, once the putty tape is all on there, and you take that paper backing off, it's sticky, poke a screw through there, line it up roughly where it needs to go, and then line up that screw hole with the old penetration and screw it in, and then do that in one other place while you can still flex the trim a little bit and see where you're at, and then you just go to town. You screw it down until you see that butyl putty. Screw it down tight. Also, when you're screwing it, push it in as far as it'll go this way. That's why you don't want a bunch of butyl tape. You want all your butyl tape on the screw side. And then you push this in as far as it'll go that way, and then you screw it down as far as it'll go, and you screw it until you see this putty come out the side. Then you're doing pretty good. You got it pretty tight. And then you scrape all that putty off, and you let it dry. And I hear that if there's more after it dries for 24 hours, there might be some more, and you putty it again. Also, if when you took it off there was a little bump right there, as you can see there. I don't have my rubber mallet right here. A rubber mallet, you can hit that pretty heartily and smooth those out with a rubber mallet. That's what I'm doing, getting trim pieces on. Like I said, line them up, screw them in until you see. I mean, that Dicor coming up, no, that butyl putty tape coming out is a good sign. It means you're sucking it down tight. Just got to get all that off, and I think we're looking pretty tight up in there. The way we like it.